Hey, what's up, guys? It is Woodie Landeros. Today, you guys are watching Woody's Journey, Season 2, the last episode. I feel like it went really well. The only part was that there was a small bit that I left in there that was a white screen. It kind of bothered me, but I feel like it's important to just leave it in there because I need to practice just like accepting that like failure and just gah.
And for those of you who may not know Woody, that's a big deal, guys. He's leaving it in there, so let's round of applause for Woodie Landeros!
Okay, so the last episode was all about dance, and this episode is going to be more about our video production company and how we are trying to adapt in this crazy market because it has affected us. So today I'm going to do the one thing that Johnny Cupcake said when we went over to the future, which is always having somebody with you that is below you, that is in the same level of you, and then that is above you. So I'm going to be asking advice from those three people. And for the one below, it's going to be our intern. I want to ask her for advice. The one in the middle is going to be my friend Will Santos, which he was in the podcast, which you guys can click this little tab.
Goldmine Studios.
Goldmine Studios. And then the other one is the future. I want to look through their courses and see if there's anything that I can take or anything that I've already learned to be able to apply into the business. So I just kind of wanted to start off by showing you guys something that we do every single morning, which is the quote of the day. We have one from, well, actually, we should probably do it this way because this one's yours.
This is from my favorite book of all times. My dad really made sure that I read this when I was growing up because it changed his life, and I didn't appreciate it until I got older, but I appreciate this book and the advice he gave me. So this book, How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie, is the cornerstone of our lives and our business. So this is a daily calendar, and every day we rip it off and we read just a little bit of the advice.
And then this one is Page a Day Calendar. It just has fun quotes. This one's a bit more like
Visual.
cheery, and then that one's a bit more like strategic, I would say. Okay, so let's go ahead and open this one up.
Live curious.
Boom.
Boom.
Roasted.
Whenever you are confronted with some specific problem, such as handling a child, winning your spouse to your way of thinking, or satisfying an irritated customer, hesitate about doing the natural thing, the impulsive thing. This is usually wrong. Boom.
Roasted. Alright, guys, let's just get into it then. You have to actually hit.
Hey, what's up, dude?
What is going on, Will? It
Good.
is great to have you, man. I'm just excited to be able to talk to somebody else that is a creative and is working in, I guess just a creative field. Like I know you do more audio and sound engineering and all that stuff, and I do
Right.
video, but we're kind of in the same problem, which is like just dealing with this COVID-19 and everybody being in quarantine, including all of our clients. And so it's like,
Right.
how are we supposed to be able to handle this, and what are we doing to adapt?
It's pretty interesting just because I was reading an article about a engineer who's like, this is my second time, going through something like this. He was talking about the 2008 like recession, and he was just like, I think that in 2008 the social media game, wasn't what it is now. So he's like, at least now, obviously, there's still worry, there's still some sort of panic in you, there's doubt, there's a lot of things about plans being put on hold, certain things that are not following through because of COVID-19. And it's something that he's like, well, at least now I'm trying to find a way to use, my social media to not only stay aware of the situation, but protect my clients and also see how I can keep my business moving as normal as it can possibly be, considering like the severity of the situation. So yeah, man, it's the first time I've ever had something where, the studio's pretty much shut down, and, projects that were supposed to be recorded by now are not, and I just don't know what's going to happen. Some of my clients are like losing their jobs, and if they're not, there's just no income coming in. So yeah, it's a tough pickle to be in, man, for sure.
I feel like right now This is super important, like for creatives to kind of just understand where people's brains are at, because a
Right.
lot of people are like, or at least some of the creatives that I've been talking to, they're very like afraid that their clients are leaving, and I feel
Mm,
like it turns into like a desperate measures of like being able to talk to somebody. Like if you were a client, I'd be like, I can edit this, I can do this and do that, and then it just gets like extremely overwhelming.
right.
So I think it's super important to kind of bring it back and then understand that like whether we are in quarantine with this COVID-19 or not, it should always be about the client and being able
Yeah.
to understand like what they're either what they're going through, what they need help with what their next project is, and then always just being like aware of that so that you can be there to help them when they do ask for the help.
Yeah, when I moved my studio, I moved about 25-30 minutes away from where it was, from where I moved away from where like 80% of my clientele was. So you can only imagine how scared, nervous, paranoid, overthinking, doubtful I was in that month leading up to the move, because in my mind I was thinking I'm going to lose a lot of clients, or most of my clients, because they're not going to want to drive 30 minutes from when they used to drive 10 or 5 or 15 at the best. You know what I'm saying? How can I say, like, I don't want to say the word dependent, but you can't always think you're going to have the same clients. You got to constantly put your best foot forward, be really confident about what you're bringing to the table. There's so many, I think for now there's like so many different ways to hey, what's up?
Oh,
There's so
what's
many
good,
different
guys?
ways so many different ways to go about it, because the possibilities are almost endless, man. I think a certain panic is going to happen. You, as entrepreneurs and self-employed people, you start thinking like, holy crap, am I going to go back to like a regular 9 to 5? Is what's going to happen? I got all these bills to pay, so and so and stuff. But I think, like, dude, with the tool sets that you have, and the way you carry your business, I think you'll come up with something. I can pretty much almost guarantee, man, you're gonna be straight, man. Like, and the cool thing with you, man, is just like, your girl is also creative, so it's like it's both of you guys. You guys can both whip something up. Like, it's a team kind of thing. She's also really great at what she does too. It isn't like, you guys are neck to neck kind of thing. But yeah, man, other than that, I think it's definitely gonna last a lot longer than any of us would have hoped for. I wish everything would just went back to normal and I'm doing 2-3 sessions a day, but it's not happening. So I got to find a way to adapt, man.
Thank you so much for just like coming on this call with me and talking it out, hashing it out, all that stuff.
Nah,
It's
no
like it's
problem.
huge. It's huge to have somebody kind of on the same level to be able to say like, what's going on in your industry, what's going on in mine. Let's
Right.
figure this out. Let's talk
Yeah,
about it.
we'll figure it out, brother. We
Yeah.
just gotta put your seatbelt on, man. That's all.
Yeah.
That's all. Put your seatbelt on, dude. We'll be good. I gotta go now, brother. I appreciate you
All right.
taking the time as well, man.
Damn, man. Talk to you later. Bye.
All right, man. Peace.
All right, guys. So the meeting went really, really well with Will Santos. It was just so great to bounce back and forth ideas with another business owner. And we really just came down to one thing. It's not about ideas, it's about making ideas happen. A lot of the times when stressful times are happening, we just sit down and we just wait in this analysis paralysis. And I think the biggest take I got from it was just do it. Create stuff. Like, go out there, offer it, do what you were thinking about doing, and just like make it happen, period. So the next individual that I'm gonna be looking up to for advice is Chris Do. He actually owns a company called The Future that I seriously get most of my inspiration, my content, everything, like 99% of my YouTube watchings is from The Future. Now, a lot of it is just gonna be research. So, I mean, I can show a few clips and do this and that, but for the most part, I always know that The Future is the one that has business resources, and I'm sure I'm gonna find a couple of different things from there that I can take and grab and use as inspiration. But once again, it's not about spending too much time like watching and seeing, but it's about grabbing those things and implementing them into your business today.
So if you're only working with clients within a certain radius of yourself, you may start to think, am I specialized enough? Okay, I want to thank Woodie Landeros for supporting the future. Thank you very much. So here's another graphic.
So the next individual that I'm going to be talking to is Wendy Acosta. She's actually an intern for our company, Rebecca Blue Media, and I think she's going to have a lot of great insights because she's going through different things with school and how they're taking away just like everything and they're still expecting them to pay. So let's just jump right into that. Okay, so well, first I just want to say thank you so much for actually being able to, get on the Zoom meeting and talking to me and, just kind of throwing ideas back and forth. Before we get into anything, I just wanted to kind of ask you how your school went.
It's been good. Some professors kind of just were like, I give up. Here's everything, learn it. Here are some due dates.
Wow.
Yeah, so that was one of my classes, and we're like, aren't we gonna meet on Zoom? And she's like, no, this is online, like if you didn't get that already. And I was like, oh, okay. My other one, we had like a whole, it felt like an actual class, so that was nice.
Mm-hmm.
It's like that, I'm taking like a web-based design class, and it was a lot of fun.
Oh, nice. That's good.
He shared his screen, and then I feel like I was watching a YouTube video where we could ask questions. But the other class, everyone's kind of like, we're not really going to do much these first couple weeks. So everyone's taking it real easy.
Yeah. I would think that they would adapt and try to make some sort of Zoom meeting or something to continue like the class or, that contact.
I feel like they're trying to kind of like lessen the stress and the workload, but at the same time, it's like kind of like neglecting the actual connection to the school. Mm-hmm. So like my professor she was like, we should find a way to meet each other. I was like, we should just go on a Zoom call. Like,
yeah.
Because for my class that we actually met, like everyone introduced themselves. Like I know who these people are. Like it's not just black screens and sending emojis because that's all that most people can do. So it was pretty cool. Like I wish it was more interactive, so at least you feel like you have some sort of connection to your classes.
So are you able to get a refund on that?
No, we're not getting refunds on like anything. Like there was a petition going around like a couple weeks ago saying that kind of asking to kind of refund like the things that we weren't going to have access to, but they just kind of said no. Like kind of like the gym, like this quarter is like our big like concert for the school year, and we're not going to get that either.
So translating that, like what's going on with the school and how they aren't giving any refunds, but you still can't go to the library, you can't utilize all the stuff that they originally like promised when you were paying the amount. How would you translate that with like clients and customers? Like if I promised the client a certain amount of meetings and that I was going to produce a video and all this stuff, how would you like, if you were in my shoes, knowing that I had to meet up with this client on a Monday or something, like what would you do to be able to give them that sort of value or something in replacement? Like, do you have any ideas that kind of pop up in your head?
I feel like in that sense, like if you were able to meet up with a client and we'll say like kind of in your position, you probably already have like a lot of footage with like those clients. Like you already have stuff that previously filmed. I feel like that's something you could still offer or maybe offer a little bit more. So they would have more value for them to like post, but it wouldn't be like new stuff that's being filmed like due to the circumstances.
I feel like it's super helpful talking to somebody that is in a different situation, but in a very similar situation at the same time. Like you're going through a thing with school and how they're taking away different resources, but they still expect you to pay. And the same thing is happening with businesses. So how can you provide that sort of value? And I think it just kind of made me think in a different way, because I feel like, as a business owner, you always think like, well, of course I'm the best person to go with. Of course, you're going to still pay me. Of course, like I'm the guy. But then it's like, then you have to turn around and always think about like, how can I continuously provide value to my clients so that they're not feeling like I'm taking away as opposed to giving to them.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, but I think that's pretty much it though.
Okay.
But thank you. I have a lot of notes and I have a lot of things to do, and I'm super excited about it now. And yeah, other than that, thank you.
No problem. Okay, goodbye.
Bye, Wendy. All right, guys, this is the end of the video. There was so much value being thrown everywhere today. It was seriously a journey in itself. I got to talk to Will Santos, I got to watch videos from the future, and I got to talk to Wendy Acosta. The biggest take that I got from it was just continue going. Like Will Santos says, you gotta put on that seatbelt and just continue on that same journey. With all of that being said, I just wanna let you guys know that if you guys wanna talk and connect, feel free to click down in the description. My email, send me an email. We'll get on a Zoom call. We'll talk about your company, how you guys are implementing different ideas. And yeah, guys, it's really just having that sort of sense of community and continuing on the same path. So thank you guys for watching.